Hello everyone, my name is Sahil, and in this video I'm going to cover how these financial influencers are back again to deceive you and convey you that everything in this system is against you. So now Pranjal Kamara has come again and pitching you how real estate is unaffordable in India, which is somewhat true. There are reasons, but the examples he used, the reason he gave, the logic he used is not right, and it doesn't make sense because he's taking example of ultra rich people and comparing it with the middle class people. That's not how you compare things. So where, like, the number one reason I found this was not correct and the way he explained was not right is that, like, he used the example of Uday Kota. He said that he bought a sea view facing luxury apartment which is like 2.5 lakh per square foot price, which used to be couple of decades ago a price of a single house. But now he's comparing some random house with some sea view Mumbai's topmost luxurious item. This doesn't make sense because 50 years ago there was a building called Panchratna building and they had a house, same specs, sea view and luxury item, in 1975 at the price of 2.5 lakh rupees. But at that time it was one of the most expensive house per square foot rate wise in all over Asia, not just Mumbai, not just India. It was one of the most expensive property per square foot wise in whole Asia. So it was way out of league of middle class in 1975 and it is still out of league of middle class in 2025. This example doesn't make sense at all because whatever the rich are doing, it will not make sense to middle class. Now, our benchmark shouldn't be made on whatever rich are buying and should comparing ourselves that can we buy it. We will always feel that we are being scammed, right? So next point he made was house prices are not fair. The income of household and the house prices, the difference is way big, which is true. But I really want to ask him, why is that? The HNIs, the extremely rich are not struggling with it. Who are struggling? Middle class. Do you really think that the prices of house is extremely high, or are the middle class underpaid? The gap is there. It's not just inflation. It's mostly because of supply demand and mostly how underpaid and overworked Indians are. So they are not able to afford this house. Now, he also used that he gave a formula of EMI should be under 40% of your household income, which is acceptable. It makes sense. But what should be the logic before I invest? Should I buy something in a city where this rule applies? If I work in Mumbai and my household income makes sense for me to buy in a tier 3 city, should I go and buy in a tier 3 city, or should I buy in a city where I can live in that house? Should I be more focused on this rule, or should I be more focused on my need? Because this rule will never apply in a top tier 1 city. People will have to exceed because a lot of people are paying 30% of their income in rent. How can someone get an EMI in 40%? It will definitely go above 50%, bare minimum. Either you have saved a lot of money. For that, they are pitching their some product to invest in share market and get that high amount of capital stored and buy that dream house. But the market, it crashes. Whenever someone is about to make money, it crashes and now all the wealth is lost. That is one of the reasons. So I do have, the logic they gave of investing in the market, that is fairly absurd. Reason is in 2016 and 19, they were every finance industry people and these financial influencers were pitching stock market, SIPs, mutual fund, everything. Everyone was out there doing this. But at that time, house prices were fairly low, and builders were also giving decent amount of discount for people to invest in houses. But at that time, everyone was running for stock market. Now the run up in real estate has been there. Post COVID, a lot of people, saw the run up in real estate, and post COVID, a lot of people lost a lot of money in COVID, and today, this year also, a lot of money and wealth was destroyed in stock market. But nobody's coming out and taking the blame for it. All those people who suggested you to invest in the market are way above all this thing. They have a number of excuses for that, and they say this is the next opportunity to buy the dip. How the money is lost? How are people supposed to get that money to buy that dip? Now, so he had a problem that whenever I go to buy a house, I'm not able to buy my dream house. I have to adjust in a matchbox house, because that's how the urban living concept is, and I cannot afford a big spacious house. But the problem is that you are the one who suggested to invest in share market, in stocks, and save that money, and now you should be able to afford that dream house. But now you're saying my dream house is way out of my budget. Why? You said the rental yield is only 3%. I shouldn't be worried about paying 3% rent. I should be paying 3% rent and invest in the rest amount in the market and get that 20-25% of return. Now that is not true, because the market crashed. There is no return. People lost a lot of money. And now the rental yield is not 3%. According to him, the example he gave, when that someone bought some 1.2 crore flat, and now they are renting it out at 1 lakh rupees. But according to your rule, the rental yield should be 3%. And if that is true, that 1.2 crore flat rent should not come to 1 lakh rupees per month. If it is 1 lakh rupees per month, then the rental is still 10%. How does this make sense? At one point you're saying that rental yield is 3%, but in another example you're saying that 1.2 crore flat which someone bought in 70 lakhs for using black money, and the rent is 1 CR. How does that make sense? How a real estate or a flat or a house is giving more than 10%, 12% of rental yield? That doesn't make sense. So they don't have a clarity in what kind of example they are giving, right? Now, second point is, no, not the second, the other point which I somewhat agree to it is the black money, the role of black money in real estate, which is true. It does affect, but it is not the only reason. There are n number of reasons. And if you are going to a reputed builder in our tier 1, tier 2 cities, you will never encounter this black money problem. For example, in Pune, there are big players who don't entertain this black money aspect. They will never entertain. And the people who are buying here are generally who has all their income in white money. They have their rightful clean income. They buy something clean, and the price is adjusted and affected and created in a way that if it only cater to the people who have the clean income. There is a builder in Pune who has a tendency of delaying projects. Their project never got delivered on time. But his audience is the people who the people who pay a huge chunk of money in black. He has that kind of audience. And the people who are buying in his project, are the people who have black income. Now what? The person who has white will never go in that project, and the people who are going has only black. So the people who have clean money has good options available. The people who has not clean money has their own option. So yes, this is somewhat true, but yes, the people with clean money has their own options available. Now let's go ahead, and the problem I find in his video that he was trying to promote one of his item, which is fair, he can, but he is again selling a false dream. He's saying everything is bad, everything is unfair, everything is in real estate, everything is against you. Only the stock market is with you, and you invest in it and you can get crazy return and you'll be able to make a lot of money. But that's not true. That's not how it's working. Yes, there are problems, but it's not black and white. There is a lot of gray area. Okay. Now the last point he mentioned was FSI, which is true. I give him the credit. He explained very well. We have a problem with FSI because of infrastructure. He explained nicely. No complaints with that. But the problem here is that he missed out one crucial city of India, which is Hyderabad. Now there is no FSI limit in Hyderabad. You can create n number of apartment on a particular land. There is no FSI limit. He said Singapore has a 25, but Hyderabad has no FSI. But still there are inventory piling up in Hyderabad. Why didn't he took that of an example and tried to explain why is that? He said FSI is the problem because of low FSI the house is expensive. But if Hyderabad has no FSI, still there are people who are not willing to buy houses in Hyderabad, and the prices are not that cheap because other variables are also there when you go beyond certain point, because the cost of construction above 40 floors gets higher and higher and higher, and it is extremely high at some point that the affordability factor is not there. This is one of the reasons why India is still lacking skyscraper. He didn't convey that thing. So I would like to wrap this up now with a conclusion that black money is one of the issues. No denying that. I am all in that black money should not be there, especially in real estate. But it's not the only reason. Supply demand mismatch, stagnation of income is a bigger problem. People underpaid, overworked is a problem. Supply demand is extremely inappropriate. The gap is extremely huge. So what would I suggest? Instead of waiting for that perfect dream house you will get someday, I would suggest you buying a home within your budget in a decent city, which will always be a better move, a smarter move, or a good thing. I've created a video of top 7 cities. If you're buying something in those cities, will be a better thing. Now, I would like to request you all, if you find this video, this logic, the explanation I give helpful, insightful, please do comment, like, and I would request all of you to do subscribe, because the number of people who are watching these videos and the people who are subscribed are way less. The difference is quite high in that. So please, if you are finding these videos insightful, helpful, please do like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.